The Chartered Institute of Housing is partnering with the mental health charity Mind to encourage housing associations to raise their game on mental health with the Shine a Light campaign. In this film, we hear the first-hand accounts of people affected by mental health issues and how open communication and proactive measures can benefit both residents and housing professionals.
Mental health and poor mental health has been a feature of my life in terms of members of my family. My father suffered a depressive illness all his life, and he was a kind and thoughtful, clever man. But the depression led him to be angry and upset and uncommunicative and quite difficult. And as children, myself and my siblings didn't actually know which version of my dad we were going home to. Mental ill health doesn't just affect the person suffering. Mental ill health impacts on whole families, it impacts on colleagues. When I understood that 34% of our staff absence here was mental health related, I wanted to start a conversation in organisations to think about what might encourage good mental health in their organisations.
Being a housing officer can be a really stressful, really demanding job. Our housing officers are dealing with customers that are often themselves experiencing stress, experiencing anxiety, and they may have mental health problems themselves. And so if you're a housing officer dealing with that day in, day out, that can take quite a toll, and it can have an impact on our own housing officers' mental health and their own well-being. More recently, with COVID and with lockdown, I think that has really increased the pressure on our housing officers. So we've got housing officers who love going out seeing customers, love supporting customers in their homes. They've not been able to do that, and some of our housing officers have found that a real challenge.
The Shine a Light campaign is about raising awareness, in particular amongst landlords, social housing landlords, of mental health amongst their staff and tenants. We've worked with the charity Mind to put together a guide for employers to try and help create mentally healthy cultures.
There's a real need for housing associations to do all they can to support the mental health of both their employees and tenants. So we're not expecting housing officers to be mental health workers, but there is a real importance to make sure that people with mental health problems have the support they need to maintain a tenancy, and the guide will help.
CIH Housing provides me with a life guarantee to stay here. I'm in a home that I feel safe and secure. I can lock the door and know that this is my safe space. I live with mental health illness my entire adult life. I suffer from extreme anxiety, and that leads to panic attacks and being really apprehensive and nervous in various situations. My housing association is really good. They have a lot of support for me. A lot of friends from across the country don't have that support, and that needs to change. It should be a standard process for everybody. The Shine a Light campaign has really involved tenants and people that work in the housing industry. And so to actually have a say in the guide and the information that's going to be rolled out is great. It means that I feel empowered.
I work in housing not because it's housing, it's because of the people that live in the houses. People really appreciate it when we show genuine interest in how they're doing and whether there's any support they need. One of the common problems for a number of our tenants relates to their ability to pay their rent. I think the current economic challenges related to COVID-19 exacerbate that, and our customers, many of them are really, really struggling.
We've reworded our rent arrears letters here, and rather than say, if you don't pay your rent, there'll be serious consequences, we say, we'd really like to understand what is stopping you from paying your rent. Please contact us because we'd like to help you pay your rent. We're a housing association, we want to house people. We don't actually want to evict people. And turning that communication round is a very simple thing that organisations can do.
I think the key to dealing with rent arrears, or just the economic challenges that our customers are facing, is the importance of being proactive, having those conversations about rent before it turns into a rent arrears situation. So our customers feel supported, they feel signposted, they know what to do, rather than they get into difficulty. And then we're simply reacting, and it makes it harder for all of us.
I think creating a partnership between individuals and their organisations that helps them all support good mental health is absolutely the way businesses should be working now.
I do think communication is key to all of this, and that's two-way communication. It's not just what we say to our customers, but it's how we listen to them as well. And that's a couple of the big parts of the Shine a Light campaign. The commitments in there are really focusing on that, and I couldn't emphasise more how important getting that communication is to making a difference to our customers.
I don't want to just be a number or a customer. I want to be somebody that has a relationship, and I'm very lucky. I have a really good relationship with my housing association, but that's not standard across the whole of the UK, and it should be. So this Shine a Light project actually does look at, it shines a light on the issue and is helping to resolve it.
The issues surrounding my father's mental health were quite complex. Had there been proper mental health support and the ability to talk about it then, I think things might have been different.